No, class.
Hi, good evening. So, I'm going to be starting the class now. Just basically, since we are actually very, very, very far behind, just learning HTML instead of us to learning about the HTML. So, let's just dive in back. Where's the file? Okay, yeah. So this was the file we created the other day. So I'm going to open it with my VS Code. Just just if you cannot hear me, just make sure to react.
I hope you won't do that. Yeah, sure.
Just react if you can hear me. I just need a thumbs up. Okay, let's go. So yeah, so I'll open it with VS Code. Or where is it? Okay, yeah, this is what we were learning. Okay, so basically we've already learned our heading tag, we've learned our paragraph tag, we've learned our another list, our paragraph, our OL tag, we've learned a whole lot of tags. And I mentioned that once we learn our anchor tag, even though we did it last week, well, majority of you guys will know in the call. So our anchor tag, so represented by A, and E itself, it has some attributes to it. So we have our href. So I explained that href means hypertext reference. So href is basically where you want to link to. For instance, now let's create another file. Let's save it. Um, let's save it about. Let's say about dot html. And don't forget, I told you that anything you want to save, you want to write an HTML file, your file must be saved with .html. So when I told you that there's a shortcut to generating the all this, so just click HTML column and 5. So I mentioned the title, so let's change our title. We say about page, and then our heading is going to be, let's put some paragraph tag, some text of 50 text, I cannot say lorem. I'll say I can say lorem 40. So it's going to give us dummy text, 40 words of dummy text. So just put lorem. If you want 100 text, we can say lorem 100, and it's going to give us 100 words. So that's dummy text. So let's put another, before we put paragraph after, let's put heading. We say H1, and we'll say what? We'll say about page. Can you guys hear me? So now, if we want to run it, I mentioned that we should install an extension called Live Server, and you just click on, what you just need to do is just click on Go Live, and then you're going to be able to see your file in the browser. So it's starting at the moment. Can you hear me? Just put it in the chat box if you can hear me. If you cannot hear me, just say something. Let us know. You can't hear me, okay? Is it only you that cannot hear me? Abu Aswad, can you hear me? Oh, okay. Can you hear me? Can you hear me now, Esther? Abi Gift. Just put it in chat box. Yes, so okay, nice. Okay.
What I want us to talk about will help you to understand better why Daddy behaves the way she does. You see,
okay, yeah, so are you with me? Guys, are you with me? Okay, so I open my live server. It has opened on the port SWOT 55. So this was the about page we create now. So this is the about page. We use some dummy text to save our time from typing, and now we can go back to our index.html, which is going to be our home page. Let's change the title to home page. And we say page. So this is the title, home page. So let's run this as well. Say Ctrl S. So now basically from our about page, it is currently our about page that is on the browser now. So we want to leave a link to link it to our home page so that we're going to be able to access both files. So what we're going to do is create an anchor tag. Say A, represent the anchor tag by A, and then href. Href is the hyperreference. That's the full meaning. Then where we want it to link to. Want to link to this file, this index.html. So I'll put dash and up slash, and this is giving us the option of where we want to link to. I'll click on index.html, and then I'll close it. So I did not close it here. What I did was I closed this reference that we opened with a greater than symbol, and then I'll just put about page as the text, the about page, and I'll Ctrl S, put the about page, and I'll Ctrl S. So let's see how it looks in the browser. So you can see our browser now. Let me increase the brightness. So can you see our browser? We can see a link. We can see that it is already showing. Anybody that sees something like this, you could have definitely known that this is a link. And you can see that when we hover on it, what I mean by hovering is that once you put your mouse on top of the text or on top of the word, you're going to see that it is giving you kind of a pointer cursor. The cursor is no more in an arrow form, it is in a pointer form. Can you see that? So if I put the cursor on all these ones, you see how the cursor is. See how it is. If I put it on every other place in the page, you see how it is. So when I put it on a link, you can see that it's telling us that yes, we want to link. You can see down as well. If you look at the bottom left corner, you see that there is an indication that here we're going to this particular file or this particular web page. So yeah, basically, so once I click it now, what do you think it's going to do? It's going to take us towards our index.html. That's our home page. Can you see now? Can you see home page? This is the title we gave it. So we've going to our home page. Can you see where we're discussing about our vehicle? So can you see that this is what we have in our home page? So that's how we link between two web pages. Link between what two web pages. So can you see the vehicle we're talking about there? So here too we can include an anchor tag to link to our about page, and I'll put about. So I'll close it with my greater than, and I'll put the text I want it to be clicked in. So this one is not showing on the browser. This one is just like the reference of where you want to go. So now I will say home. So I'll save it. I'll Ctrl S. I'll go to my browser again. Can you see home here? So when I click on home, it takes us to about page. Oh no, we have made a big mistake. So instead of about to be here, we are supposed to put home, right? So let's change it. So we change this one to about, and you Ctrl S. Don't forget, as you are editing your file, Ctrl S. And this one now we change this one to what? Home. Yeah, so once we go to our browser now, we can see the change. So in the about page, it's telling us that if you want to go to our home page, click on this button. In the home page, it's telling us that if you want to go to about, click on this button, and then it's taking us between two pages. So that's our anchor tag. So we also have a tag which is called our image tag. So we're going to be doing a whole lot today because we don't really have time. So we have our image tag. What does our image tag do? So it is just to add image in our workspace. So in our web page. So basically, you need to bring the image that you want to add inside of your workspace. That's inside of this ID that you're writing. So we'll do it like this. So basically, your image is also linking to somewhere in your workspace, like the file that you want to call on your web page. The only thing is that for anchor tag, you reference it as like it's a file, but like for image, it is an image. So the way you call it is you call the name of the image, the name you used to save the image. So I'm going to go to an open file. I want to bring images that is on my current system on my PC. I want to bring images that are on my PC. I want to include them in the web page. So I can say, let me look for an image. I don't think I have image on this. I don't think I have any image. But let me see. I already have screenshots. And the screenshots are personal files. You can't hear me, just okay. Let's do it like this. If you cannot hear me, just type in the chat box. So let me see if I have image. I'm looking for images. Okay, let's use this image. So can you see that the image has been brought inside our workspace now? So basically, it is not yet in our workspace. We just opened it here. So, but if we want it to be in our workspace, we'll do what? We'll drag the image and put it here. You see how I dragged it? So I'll close the file, close it here. So the image is already here. Do you see that? It's already inside our workspace. So this is our our about.html. We want to call this image that we included. Let's call it. We'll put our our slash. You can put dots if you want. If you want to call it, if you want to reference, you can put dots and you can put slash as well. But you may not want to do that. So can you see that this one is going outside of our workspace? So the way it works is that the way these dots work is that when I put one dot, that means it is going just one file outside of our our workspace. The name we use to save this is MS Coding Practical. That's the name of the folder. And inside this MS Coding Practical folder, we have second img.jpg, we have about.html, we have index.html, all these, we have style.css, all these 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, they are files inside this folder. So if you want to reference them, the first dot, and I click the first dot and I put a slash, you see that it's only referencing the files that is inside this current folder that we're using. But when I use 2 dots, when I put dot dot 2 dots, it is referencing files that is outside of the folder. So these files that you are seeing here, these image files that you are seeing here, these are images files that are inside my desktop.
Like that is inside the cover. That's the way to do it now. But the cover and I don't feel this is good. I'm going to I enjoy it. No. I don't even if you there, I can somewhere I can.
So yes, guys, as I was saying, if you want to reference folders and files that are in your workspace inside this directory, you come here. It only calls go out one file. So you can see the files that are inside the current workspace. But when I put 2 dots, it's going to reference those files, those image files that are inside my desktop directory. And don't forget, this MS Coding Practice is saved inside the desktop directory. So that's the idea behind the dot. So I'll just use dot, I'll put / and I'll use what? I'll use our index.html. I'll use our second img.jpg. So the same scenario, the same syntax. The only different thing about image tag and the anchor tag is that for the image tag, instead of you using href, use src to reference your image. So then I close it, and then I want to close my img again. So I'll do like this. So the beautiful thing about image tag is that image tag do not need a closing tag. So you can put it, but it doesn't necessarily need an image tag. So once I save now and I look at the browser, you see that our image is already included in the browser. So the image is okay. So the image is already included in the browser now, and you can see that the image is currently very, very big. This is the size of the image. So it is CSS that is going to slide the image for us to the specific file size, to the specific length or breadth. So let's go back. Let's quickly chip in.
Just ask questions.
Who's speaking? Does the person want to say something? Okay. You guys, can you confirm if you can hear me? Can you hear me, Gift? Okay, nice. Okay, so let's just do quick CSS here. We come here. So we already have our file, our CSS file, which is style.css. So let's come here. Let's uncover this. So this one is telling us that the body. What is our body? This is our body. Okay, let's do it like this. Let me share my screen. Let's share it into 2. Okay. Now can you see? This is our coding editor. This is our IDE, and this is our browser. So you'll be seeing it exactly as it is being rendered. So once this image is too big, we want to style it to very short, something that can accommodate this page and can accommodate our viewing, our screen width. So we come here. So this body this is body, or this white space that you are seeing all through the browser. That's the body of the browser. So you can that's the body of the browser. So once I save it now, you see that everything is going to change to the background color is going to change to this orange like color. So if I click Ctrl S, so that's but don't forget, let's go to the home page. You see that this is our home page that changed because the home page is like so let's go style.css. Okay, let's go to this home page. Okay, do you know why? It is this is not taking effect on the index.html on the this page? Why is it only our home page that is being changed? The background color is being changed. I want you guys to tell me that. Why is it only this home page has been changed? I want let me see who is on the call. Okay, password. I want
Because the link only the
what do you say?
because the link only the background page in the HTML.
Yeah, it's make only the background, but like the question I have now is that the this home page, this one, this is our home page. This is the index.html file that we named home page.
Yeah.
It is currently responding to this styling that we gave it. We gave it the color, background color of this color, yes, and it's responding to it. But when we come to this about page, the about page is not responding to it. Why?
Because
That
it's not linked to the HTML. To the CSS, sorry.
exactly. So like let's be careful. Let's be very, very careful. Any bug can just occur with just something can just be one tiny little thing that is so now is the reason because we do not link our style.css file to it. That's the reason why. So let's do like this. Should we have another style file for our our index page? Okay, yeah, let's do just one CSS type file. So we'll link this one too. I'll say link rel link and I'll say rel. I think the formula of that rel is like is a relation. Let me search for it. So but basically what it's doing for us is that it's telling us that oh sorry. So I'm just seeing this message. I'm coming. Coming. Mhm. Mm. Well, I don't know where I'll see the settings to. So I'm coming, guys. Yes, so guys, now let's do something. Ah, let's go back. I think in our local host 5,000. Wait, Okay, yeah, so let's just link it to the so I'm coming. So it means I think it means relationship. So but basically what it does is that you want to tell you're telling it that this is a style sheet. So the value is always style sheet. Link and href, like you said. What's href? Href is where you want to link to. What is the file you want to link to? The file you want to link to is what style.css. So you put style.css. So basically, you might not even put the slash there. You can just put the name of the file you want to link to. But it's always better to put the slash because it's going to give you options. Like it's going to show you like some quick what is do it show you some quick suggestions on where you want to go and stuff like that. So you can just choose it out of the options. So can you see that once I saved it, our page has already changed. So basically the issue was because we did not link it. So let's go back to our style.css. Let's use, instead of using this color, let's use a lighter color. Let's see which color we can use. I can see, so we also have X colors. Let's use X colors. I can see 0000. Let's use 000. What does, so 60 is black. So that, can you see our page is black. So can change the font for many fonts. But basically what we want to do is we just want to change the size of the image that is here so that it's going to fit our screen. So the way we do that is we, where is the image located in our about page? You look at the tag that was, so it is our image tag, Abby. So you go back to your style or CSS, you call your image tag, call it here, then you put your quality. If you want to give it a width of maybe let's say 200 pixels, then we can come here and say I want to give it a height of okay, let's also use 200 pixels. So yeah, what do you observe? What do you observe? Someone should talk. Somebody should talk.
You decrease the size of the photo by adding width and height to it.
I didn't know what you said.
I said you decrease the size of the photo by adding width and height to it.
Nice. Yeah. So if you notice, I don't know what you notice between the image and the anchor tag. This is our anchor tag, Abby. This is our link, Abby. And this is our image. This is what is this? This is this one, Abby. This is our paragraph. This is our link.
Yes.
Image. So why is it not on its own line? Why is it that it is on the same line with the anchor tag? So now that's where we mentioned that we have some, that was what I was explaining the other day, that we have block level elements and we have inline elements. There are some tags that did exhibit the block level, while some other tags are inline. They cannot stay on their own line. Like example are the image tag, the anchor tag, which other tag. So all those ones that we've learned previously, all those list tags, paragraph tags, h1 tags, all those ones are block level elements. So all those all those strong tags that are used to bolding text that you put curly, that's italics. All those ones are what? All those ones are not block level. All those ones are what? All those ones are inline. they only work inline. They cannot form. They cannot be on their own line. So that's why you see that. That's why you see that this this is our anchor tag. This is our image tag. So if you want them to be on their own line, let's introduce something. We have a generic tag that is used in HTML. So it is a div, a division tag. So division is just like telling it that alpha, you stay on your own line. You open it here, you put the inline tag inside, and then you come and close it here. So I just come here and I close it. So you see that now our A tag is already on its own line, and the image tag is already on another line. So I can put the image tag inside the div tag as well. Open the div tag, and then you come here, you come and close it here. So it's already on its own line now. So that's image tag, anchor tag, they are what? They are block level elements. So basically, coming. So why are we getting error here? We did not remember to close our link tag. So don't forget to whenever you start close them, except for the tags that are not like not compulsory for the public tag. The majority of the tags when you open them, so this is our what? Our anchor tag, this is our image tag. So which other tags? Which other tags? Those are another tags. So basically, first thing I want to we have our input tag, very very popular. So when you want to fill a form, you want to use tag. Almost every tag. We have our input tag. I don't want to okay, I don't want to talk about our input tag is fine, but it also does not have a lot of so our input tag is so this is our input tag. We want to just and you can see that the type of and that's our input tag. Where you can see my screen. I'll write it before my browser. So, but definitely you do not just want to put input tag input like this inside your you want to put you want to put link tag. You want to put import link tag. So when you do that you can see this folder, which is this folder is also an attribute. So simply this folder so that you know it as like example. You can say name. So it's going to let us know that yes, it is the name that you are going to include in this statement. So I can come here, I can say input placeholder and don't forget the input tag does not have a closing tag. You can see I did not close it. I just put it like that. And it's also an inline tag, so it's going to be going on the same line. This is our that's our name, this is our class. You can see other information. see that you can give it another instead of putting that input. So, like I said, we want our input. What did I So we're doing CSS. You can also use CSS to type. Let's
These are the
are doing.
things.
There's, are you speaking? Cecilia, you want to say something? Just type in the chat box if you want to say something. So let's continue. Yeah, so I'll put this inside a div. These three inputs are just letting us just for us to be able to sectionalize it. I'll say this is a div. Let's do it like this. The div should I'll do it like this. So letting us know that these are in a div. We'll come and slide it later. So once it's 7 p.m., I'm going to give you guys I'll give you a classwork, and then you do it for 10 minutes. So after 10 minutes, submit, and you continue. So this is our input placeholder. This input placeholder name, this is our class, this is our age. So we also have the inputs also have like another attribute, which is called our type. So we have different input type. So what the type does is that it's telling us that inside this input that I defined, it is only so things that can be written inside it. So for instance now, if I say input type should be, let me say,
Do you have movies on your phone?
so I can say our input type should be, let me say a number. So what is it telling us? It's telling us that this one that I use placeholder for name. Okay, no, let me not use number. Sorry. Okay, let's say type, input type. So let's say the input type for this one should be text. So it's telling us that it is only text that can be included inside this name. Can you see it? Can you see it now? This name input, only text. So this is, so once I write, this is, can you see only text that can be included in it? So that's for our name. I can come to the class type, and I can see I only want a number. Okay, let's use number for age. Let's say this one, so text can be included in this. So for age now, we put our type, put our number. So once I come here in the age input box, and I say I want to include text, so it's not going to render on the page. So because we've already defined it now, we've already declared that it is only number that we want to be imputed inside this input box. So this is an input box. So once I put, I'm currently typing letters in it, but letters are not rendering on it. So once I type number, you're going to see that numbers are responding to it. So the reason is because we declare that we only want input type of what? Input type of number. So I can come back to this our name now, our name placeholder. Don't forget, placeholder is different from type. Placeholders are just these things that you are seeing here that is just like it telling you that it is name that you write in this place. So I can come here. We have another input type. So it's not just text and numbers we have. We also have input type of. We have input type of. I'm coming. Input type. Let me say type. We have input type of button. So can you see? It has changed to a button. It's no more text. It's no more text. You can see Can you see it? The clickable was in here. So we have we have input type of what? We have checkbox. We have a lot. So this checkbox. So I'll save. Can you see checkbox? This is checkbox. We want to select some things, so use checkbox. Can you see? That's checkbox. We also have what? We also have input type of what? We have color. So can you see? It's telling you to choose different colors. So we have different inputs. Like, am I clear enough? Because this speaker, I don't trust it. So this is the input type of color. We also have, I think we have radio. Radio is just like checkbox, but the only difference is that for radio button, you only be able to select one particular thing. But for checkbox, you will be able to select multiple things. And the default style of a radio box is in a circular format. But for checkbox, is in what? Is in a square format. So we have input type of email. So email. So for email now, if you are using a phone, you could have seen it in the keyboard. You see like a .com and at. If you use an input type of email on it, so as we have different input type. You can go and research and on different types of input type we have colors, we have dates, we have date time. So this is the date. So can you see this date? You'll be able to select dates. So the way you used to see on maybe when you want to fill forms or you want to say anything that has to do with dates. So we also have input type of image. Sometimes you want the users to be able to upload image. You have to click here. You click here and they select images from their system. So this is it here. Supposed to show I'm coming. So it's going to give you an image button here, and then you'll be able to choose. You're able to select. So I think I know what is happening. So let's do something. Let's come here. Let's comment this out. Comment. Okay, I don't know why the image is not showing you, but like it's going to bring a button for you, such that when you click on that button, you'll be able to select any file on your system and you'll be able to upload it on the browser. That's what the input type of image is. We also have different input type. There are plenty. So you can just go and research all those ones on your own. You can see we have a search, you have a submit, we have a tell. So for this telephone now, you only be able to type like numbers and plus. So you have reset. So you have password. So see the one for password. So can you see that? This is the one for password. So basically that's the input type for you. So we have another tag that is similar to the input, and it is called the text area. You have text area. That one does not have what? Does not have the closing tag. Let me see. It can leave it, but it's also going to work without closing tag. So can you see that? There's a mistake somewhere. Constant. So this is a text area. So you can the thing about text area is that you can you can increase the length, increase the size to any size you want. So let's give it its own div as well. So you see that it's not compulsory to have a present tag for text area as well. So let's give it its own div. This is its div. So that's going to be on its own line. All these tags that you are seeing now, they are block level elements. When I talk about element, I'm talking about tags. So those just know that anywhere you hear me saying element, I'm talking about those tags. So can you see? So yeah. So these are the tags. So that yeah, so are you with me? So that's our input tag. So we also let's just look at the button tag, and then I'll give you some exercises. We do it for 10 minutes, and then okay, this is our button tag. Wait, let me confirm if you guys can hear me very well. Can you hear me very well? Yes. Can you hear me very well? Aswad. Is your name Aswad? Maybe. What do you do? I cannot unmute you guys again. Just okay. Okay, you guys can hear me well. Okay, nice. So this is going. This app is not allowing me to choose my. It's not allowing me to toggle my home. This my tax bar. So I have to be clicking on this. So it's slowing the process down. I think I don't know if it's a bug in their end or maybe they did it intentionally. So we need to tell those free conference guys, the guys that built this thing. So as I was saying, this is our button. So this is our button tag. So button is also a very, 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 very important tag in HTML. So very important. Why is it not? All what I've been doing is not reflect. Where's the button? Why is it not reflecting? So we have our button tag. This is basically our button tag. I don't know why it's not reflecting. It's not coming. Okay, let's do something. Let's do something. It is not responding. Yeah, it is not responding. Let's do something. Yeah, let me just refresh the browser. So now take this one off. Oh, this tag, it is blocking the button. It is blocking the button. So this is button. This is our button tag. This is our button tag. You can click on it. You can click on it. So now let's go and style our button. So the same thing. You come here. You call the button. Open your curly brace. You can see how do you want it. How do you want it to look? You can see you want the color. No, let's say background color. So when you say color, it only affects
Very good. Some answers to them.
background color.
Behave. I've not muted you.
Want our background color to be this color, let's say violet, contrast. Can you see that it has changed to violet? But it is very small. We can come here and say let's change our color to a very nice color as well. Let's say we want it to be this color. Okay. So this chartreuse, let me not pronounce it so that I'm not going to remove my teeth. So come here, put our length. I want to increase the size because it is too, what the heck, it is too small. Let's increase the height the way we increased the previous one. Oh, it is width and height. So we see, no, I think the width, okay, let's see, let's give it 50 pixels. So we have different, okay, let's give it the width to be 100 pixels. And then we'll give the height should be 20 pixels. So we have different measurement style. Let me see, let's give it 50 pixels. It's too much. Let's say 30 pixels. I think 30 pixels should be enough. So this is it. So let's give it its own div so that it's going to be on its own line. We'll go back to our about.html. Now say let's give our button its own div so that it's not going to be gumming with all this one. It's going to be on its own line. Div. Come here. Now come and close the div here. Let me just give this on the tab. Okay, it is still gumming. Okay, let's use CSS to style it. So what we'll do is we'll give it a margin, or let's say padding. Let's give it margin. So margin is going to give it a space from outside the element. So, but if you give it a padding, it affects inside, from inside the element that is inside.
No.
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 I don't really want to do that.
Let's say we give it a minimum of 10 pixels. Can you see that? You see the space that this space from so like this space from here to here. No, before we give it margin, it was joined. It was joined like this. But when we give it the margin,
What's the difference between margin and padding?
the margin is space that for margin now, spacing is from outside the element. But like padding, the spacing is inside the element and parent container. You understand? So for instance now, this click me that you are seeing inside, if I put it in padding, so this click me now, depending on the direction we give it, maybe we have padding left, we have padding bottom, padding right, padding left. So but like automatically if you give it just a padding, it's going to give this space, it's going to give it spacing depending on the measurement you give it. Maybe you give it 10 pixels. So this click me is going to come down. It's going to come down. There's going to be space on the top and on the left. That's the default. But like if you want to specify that you only want the padding to occur at the top, you just give it only like a padding top value. So let's try it. Let's say padding. We'll give it a padding of 20 pixels. You see that? So it gave it padding, the inside element that is inside the inner element. This is the outer element. This is the parent container, the button. So this click me is the one that is inside the button. So this text now, it has been given a padding of 20 pixels. He gave some space at the left, and he also gave some space at the top. So that's the automatic. So when I say I want to give it padding top, and I specify that it's padding top I want to give it. So can you see that it is only to the top that it gives it, and everything is in the middle. So let's just stick to this margin because what we want to achieve is that we wanted it not to be sticking with this. So the same thing for margin as well. You give it something a default. For now, if I say only margin top, you see that it's still going to be in this line. So when I say margin top onto rest, can you see that it's still in this line, but the margin only occurred at the top. But automatically, if I give it only margin, it's going to shift. Like there's going to definitely be a default space at the left. The same amount of space at the top is also going to be given at the left. So when I say only margin left now, you see that it did not give us on the top, it only give us on the left. But like for margin generally, when you declare a margin, it automatically gives margin on the top and margin at the left. Do you see that? So now let me just give you guys some practice questions, and then we come back in 10 minutes time. So what you do now is come in. Okay, let's do it like this so that's going to be interactive. I want wow, everybody have run away. So it's only Marvelous and Password. If you are on the call, just let me know, both of you. Just indicate that you're on the call. Okay, both of you are on the call. Okay, so let's do it like this. I want one of you to volunteer. One of you is going to share your screen, and both of you are going to do like a group work. So you just be giving yourself ideas on how to achieve what you want. So yeah, so who is going to volunteer to share their screen? Okay, nice. So which one is it? So I'm a minute, please. Let me see. Okay, let's do it like this. Let me see. Okay, yeah, let's do this one. This image is not clear. Let me look for a clear image. Okay. This one is not clear. Can you see this image? Can you see it? Can you see this? You can talk. Why can't I mute you guys? Or mute you guys? Okay, basically, what I want you guys to do is...
It's not clear, sir.
Okay, you guys can unmute yourself. So, you can share your screen now. Are you able to share your screen for a minute? Okay, you know what you guys will do now? Just write about yourself and include... I don't want you to write about yourself. Write about... Describe a fan. Okay, just describe anything and then make sure there's image inside and use input. Or basically just build a login page and make sure you put image and you put input there. You don't necessarily need to style, but just do the basic styling that we've learned, font size, color, and everything. So you guys can do it collaboratively. Are you able to share your screen? About what?
Not really.
Let me see. Cannot give you guys the privilege here. Okay, you guys just do it independently and then share what you did to the group. So I'll get back to you guys in 10 minutes time. Yeah, 10 minutes time.
Sir, we just write about ourselves, right?
So describe anything. I don't want it to be about yourself because I don't want people to we're streaming it on YouTube. So just describe anything, any tangible thing, anything that we can see and we can touch. Describe it. It can be a car, it can be a house, it can be anything. But make sure there should be image and there should be input tag and there should be a button that somebody can click. So we're going to get back.
So the input tag should it include name, class, and age, or just anyone?
Anyone. Class. I'll get back.
Hey, tell a lie. Hey, tell what? And give me something to talk about. Yes, anything. Sir.
Yeah, up on you doing? You can hear me. That's what I hear. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Hello, hello, can you hear me? Aliba, can you hear me? Just react or type in chat box. Okay, so since you are just joining, you did not join it. You did not join it from the beginning. You can speak. You can unmute yourself and speak. Oh, you can speak. Oh, can you hear me?
I said I just got home not quite long. It has been a very rough day in Lagos.
Oh, sorry. So we talked about the anchor tag, the image tag, input tags, and button tag. So now we're going to move on with the styling. So basically, we've done some styling. We've styled the button tag. We also styled the image tag. The image was very, very big. It was bigger than this size before. So we styled it. So we're going to continue with the button tag. So we have what we call border radius. So border radius is, you see, this is our button, by the way. Can you see this is our button? So you can click on it. So we can border radius is it's going to give it curved edges. So I can set the border radius to, can say 4 pixels. So you see it is already curved now. Can you see that? It's curved. So if I say it should be, let's say 10 pixels, we see that it's going to be, the curve is going to be wider. Can you see the curve is wider than that? So let's do something. I can see some outline here. I will say instead of saying border, let's give it a general. I can come here and say border, just border, and I'll say none. Can you see that? We do not have any border again. So, well, instead of giving a border radius and then giving a border, I can just say 4 pixel solid, and I can say white. So we're going to have a white border. We're going to have a white border. I'm going to cut this one out, and then you see that we have, I can say 4 pixel solid, I can say white. I have a white border now. Can you see that? We can give it, so I'll say 4 pixel solid white. So can you see that our border is already white? So border radius is the one that is giving the curve, and this is the white. This is called white. So we also have different types. You can see dotted. Dotted, you see dotted line. Can you see dotted? This is the border of dotted. You can also give it dashed. This is dashed. Can you see this is dashed? Can you see this? So but solid is just like the normal solid line. This is the normal solid line. So basically that's how it is. So we have 4 pixels solid white. We also have, so basically I will change it to 2 pixels. Let's say 2 pixels. So can you see that it has reduced the size? If I say 1 pixel, guys, if I ever say, you can even say 0.5 pixel. So pixel is the measurement. So what's the measurement you want it? That's the way we also have the other measurements like rem, but majorly now you guys should use pixel. So this is our button. We've actually started our button. If you say we do not have this CSS, see how our button is going to be. Let's just comment this CSS out. So see how our button is going to be. Can you see that? Well, CSS that help us to style the button, and it now looks fine and more presentable. Can you see? It looks fine and presentable. So we set it in such a way that we set the background to this violet color. We set the color, that's the color of the text, to this color, this green like color, and we also set the width. The width, that's the kind of a breadth, the width. Set it to 100 pixels, and then the height is what? From here to here is what? 30 pixels. And the margin, the space between this element and this element, it's what? It's 10 pixels. And then we set the border radius to 10 pixels. So we can even set it to 50 pixels. Everything is going to be round. See that everything is round now. So we can actually now click on the button. So there's another thing. You know, ordinarily for button is supposed to have a pointer of cursor. So the cursor is meant to be pointer instead of it to be arrow-like. So we can also declare it. You can say cursor, set the cursor to pointer. You see that when I hover on it now, instead of it to be this arrow-like, this button, this cursor, instead of it to be arrow-like, it's going to be in a pointer format. Can you see? Letting users know that you need to click on this thing. If you see all these ones now that I hover on it, all these ones are arrow-like because we don't need to click on it. They are just visual elements. But this one is telling me that yes, an action is meant to occur. So that's the cursor. So you see how CSS is supposed to just basically style everything. So even our inputs, let's style this our input. Let's style our link, our anchor page. So let's call it. Come here. We say okay. come to our style.css for our anchor. See, and see, let's give it a background color. The background color of, let's say, white. And so we get a background color. And let's get a background. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's do it like this so that it's going to be better. So this div, this anchor tag, it has a parent element. So what's the parent element? This is the parent element. This div that we give it. So this is the one for the index. This is one that's taking us to the home page, index.html. So let's start this div. So there's another thing. You know, we have couples of div. We have how many div here? So we have about a lot of div that we. The reason why this div is there is just to make a division, so that we're going to be differentiating all our inline styles together, to know that everything is going to be in one line. So that's why we introduced this div tag. Anchor tag is an inline element. Image tag is also an inline element. But this div now is letting us know that, yes, instead of it to be inline, let it be on its own line. But like, if we want to style it now, you know, when we call div in our styling, it's going to style this div. Let's say we call div here. It's going to style all the elements that have div. It's going to style it in the same way because it's just one element that's calling. You know what I'm trying to say? So here the image tag has a div is a parent element. It is nested inside the div tag. The input tag is also nested inside the div tag. The text area also nested inside the div tag. The button tag also nested inside the div tag. So, but we want to style for only the anchor tag. So if you call our div, the styling is going to occur on all the elements that has div. But we don't want it to be like that. So that's we introduce what we call a class. We have a CSS selector that we call a class. So I'm going to be class. So in order for us to style only the anchor tag, we're going to give it a class. Give it a class. Give it a class of, let's say, link. The class you can give it any name, but just remember the name that you give it. Don't give it a generic name, like names that are general for all those elements. You cannot say you want to give a class name. You want to set the class name as input, or you want to set the class name as img, or you want to set the class name as button. So don't do something like that. You just confuse yourself. So set the class name to anything that is not like a generic tag. You cannot say you want to set your tag name to h1 or to p tag. So you set it to, so you see this one now is nothing. Okay, let's not even use link tag. Let's use let's use, which word can we use? Let's use nav. I don't want to use nav. Let's use, well, basically I can even use rice, but like, don't use something that is going to flow with what you are. So this rice now is letting us know that it is selecting, this rice now. I can set this one to rice. I can set this input, this div class for input. I can set it to beans. So beans. So it's letting us know that when we want to style in our CSS, when we call beans, it's talking about this div tag for the input. When we call rice, it's talking about this div tag for what? For the anchor tag. So now, let me see, is it recording? Okay, yeah, we're recording. Okay, so now we are going to want to style the anchor tag. So I give it a class of what? A class of rice. Let me off this intelligence tailwind stuff. So the reason why you can see that it is taught here is I have a tailwind extension that is, this is the one that is covering it. So we use So let me off it. I think they call it tailwind intelligence. I mean tailwind food. No, I think it is the intelligence. So not intelligence. I don't remember the name of the expression. Let me see. Two. Let's see. It is not intelligence. Ah, I don't know how the name of this thing. This. So let's not waste time. So, but the reason why it is called the reason why what is it about story? So the reason why it is pulled in is okay, it has done. So you can see that we have it to class of English. So it is an extension that is allowing to but basically it is the class of right leg that we imputed. I cannot remember the name of the extension. I will search for it and I will switch it off later. So we give this one class of being. So now we want to style this div sample tag. The div for this one, can you see that this is the opening tag and this is its own closing tag. Let's put this there. So this one is for this anchor tag, this one page. So we want to style it. We want to style the point element. Then we now what now style the one that is. So we'll come here, we're going to come to our styling. I will say instead of saying I want to call the div, I'll do dot price. So dot is the one that's calling any class you want to start. You start with a dot. Say dot what? Or say dot the name of the class. So what's the name of the class? The name of the class is rice. So that's why I should I say. And then you can style it, give it any style you want. So I want to style this. So I'll say what? I'll say let's say we want to give it a background color of background color of let's say this color. Yeah, let's go for this color. When contrast. So I'm done. We are done. Okay. Can you let me see if you can share. Let me see if I can allow you to share your screen. Uh, 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 mm. Of my computer. Okay. Okay, let me change your. Okay, let me see co-host. So now check if you can share your screen. So let's see what you've done. Pass.
It's not working still.
Okay, wait first. So check it first. I check it first. Check fast. You can share it now. You are not speaking.
Yes, I'm sharing now.
Okay. I think you are muted.
This is
Okay, so can you walk us through? You are describing a house, Abby.
yes, sir.
Not too image there. Oh wow, that's nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay, nice. This is nice. So you gave it a what? You gave it a background color, Abby? Of what? This
Yes,
one.
sir.
Background color of what?
Black,
No, the button. Not the
blue.
body. Blue, yeah. So you gave this one a margin, Abby, margin.
Yes.
Okay, nice. So that's nice. That's very, 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 very nice. Let us see. Click on. Okay, you did not put a link to go to the index page on this page.
Yes.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay, nice. Let's just continue. So that's very that was nice. Nice. So you can just share it on the group and continue. So now
Okay, sir.
let's continue with what we are very much about 7:57. So can you guys still see my screen? Can you still see my screen? Can you
Yes.
don't worry. So this is what I'm telling you guys now. You guys will understand it better. So now let's go back to our about HTML. So you can see that this home page now. You can see that we are styling this the rice, and the rice is attributed to what? Is attributed to what? The div of this one of this home page. So we gave it the color of this Bollywood. Can you see this color? This brownish like color. So this is letting us know that this div is always a what? Is always a block level element. So it takes all the space. And that was why when we give it a background, you can see all the space that it is taking. It's taking all the space. So now, so this is div. So this is the div of the anchor page, Abby. So now let's do something. This one is our a tag, Abby. This is our a tag. Let's say, let's go and give it a CSS selector. Let's give it a class. Let's give it a class of this. The div class is rice, Abby. Can you see? So we want to give this anchor tag, we want to give it its own class. Aside from the href, let's give it a class. So there's a reason why we have only one a tag. Okay, let's leave it like that. Let's leave it like that. The fact that we have only one a tag. So let's call a tag instead of giving it a class. So let's style our a tag. I'll say a, call it, then we open our curly bracket, and then let's also give it a background color. Let's give it a background color of blue. I want you guys to see something now. So what do you observe? So you gave it the background color of blue. Let's give it a text color. That's its color. The color should be what? Should be white. So that it's going to match the blue. So you can see that this is the blue, and this So what is it telling us? It's letting us know that for every block level element, it's going to span the whole length of the whole width of the page. But the fact that this one is an inline element is only here. Can you see the background color? The background color will be attached to just here. So now do something. Let's do it like this. So let's give this one a parent element, which is this div that is here. That we gave a class of what? Of rice. So let's now say we want to give it a height of, let's say a height of let's say 20 pixels. 20 pixels is small, let's say 40 pixels. So this is 40 pixels. Can you see this is 40 pixels? But now what do we want to do now? So we want to give this one to a height of, let's say we give it a height of, let's give it a height of 20 pixels. So let's see how it looks. So you see the height did not respond to the height. Why does it not respond to the height? Come in. This is not going to respond to the height yet. So let's do something. So you can see we have one tag. We have, I want you guys to look carefully at what we are going to do now. So we are going to go into CSS grid and flexbox now. So I don't know if today is going to be the last class, but let's just, I'm not sure, but let's dive into something. So basically now we have only one link. So let's say we want to build a website. This is our about page. So I will now come here. Let's go to our about.html. So we have only one a tag. This is our home page. So we want to leave a link that somebody can also go to our our blog. So href is going, let's say href should be okay. Before then, let's create files for each of them. So I'll come here, I'll say blog.html. I'll come here, I'll say we also have home, we have about, you have blog. We used to have, let's have one more. Which other one should we have? Let's say contact us. I'll say contact.html. So now we'll go to our blog page. We'll declare HTML -5. So we generate that one for us. So we'll come here. We change the title to what? We change the title to blog. So we'll come here. Let's give it an h1. Give it an h1 of blog page, and then we say let's give it a what? Let's give it a paragraph of, let's say lorem 200. So lorem 200, that's dummy text 200 words. So can you see that? So that's our blog page. So we'll come to our contact page. So for the contact page, let's do something fun. Come here, we say HTML, C-5. We come here, we change the title to what? To contact. So then we save, we come to our body. We mentioned that it's in our body tag that we declare everything we want to do in the browser. And so let's give it an h1. We'll say contact. So contact us. So now you will see where this class makes sense. So now let's give it a paragraph tag of, let's say if, okay, let me just do it like this. Say instead of paragraph, let's give it an input tag. We say let's give it a div first. So inside that div we'll put input class. We say input type equals to text. and let's say placeholder. Put placeholder. Placeholder is equals to, let's say, name. Come down here. This is, we come down and put another input. We say input type. Oh, I have a meeting now. Okay, so we'll soon end it. So we say input type and placeholder is email. We'll come here also. We say input type and we say so we say input type and we say, should we say, let's say number, and we say, okay, let's say password. Even though password is not always in a contact page, we'll now come here. We'll say what? We'll say placeholder is equals to what? Password, so that they will know that it is password that is there. So now let's come to our index page now. So, or let's go to our about page, about.html. So we want to create a couple of a anchor tag. We'll say we want to link to our blog. Yeah, so we'll add another anchor tag. We'll say the same thing, ahref. Where do you want to link to? We link to. So we link to. So we link to our contact. So we'll come to our contact page. So you can see that we have three inline anchor tags here inside the parent element. This is the parent element. This is the div with this color that we give the class of what? The class of vice. So now, what do you want to do now? So we want to style each of them one by one. But the thing is that we want to all this link. We want to put them in the middle, and that's where we come to flexbox and grid. So that's where we come to flexbox and grid. So when the name of the grid is what? Is rice, Abby. That's why we're calling, give it a class of rice. So we have two CSS selectors. We have ID and we have class. So if to say I give it an ID now, I'm going to come here. Can you see that our styling has gone because we changed it to an ID? So we'll come to the style.css. We give it, instead of dots, we call an ID with a what? With an hash. You see that it has come back now because I called it with what? I called it with this hash. So that's an ID. So let's use class. Let's go back to class. So instead of ID, I'll say class. So
there is a window covering your screen.
So
you can't see the code.
You cannot see
the code. There is something blocking it. Like,
is it this thing? Is it this thing? Can you see it now?
I'm seeing pinned your desktop icons, some
I'm seeing attendees.
Can you see it now?
That thing is blocking your screen. Maybe it's from my end. Is it my internet? I don't know.
Come in. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes, the thing is loading on my end.
Okay, others, can you confirm you can see me? Can you confirm you can see me?
It's loading on my end.
Others, can you see the screen? Just let me know fast. You have
Yes, sir.
Okay, nice. So you can just go through the recordings. You get. So basically,
yes, no problem.
This styling has gone now. So we'll change it back to our dot selector. So you see that it has come back. Why? Because we gave it a class, not an ID anymore. So now we start styling. So now we want to place it in the middle. And what we used to do now is we cannot just basically align center because this is not a text. So we give it a value of like display grid. So we have two forms of CSS box selector, the way we can arrange a box on its own. So we have the grid method and we have the flexbox method. So now let's just teach you the flexbox method. We're going to dive more into it in the next class, but just to give you a brief of what we are doing. So we'll say display, I'll say display, I'll not say flex. Flex, we have, so when you say display flex, you see that everything is joined together now. So now we want to separate everything. We'll say space between. I'm just doing this fast because we're showing the code. So we'll explain later. I can say flex direction. I can say if you want it to be a column, we'll say column. You see that it will change to column. So but the default is row, so we'll not give it a flex director. We'll just give it a so the default is row, so because it's already on a row. So we'll just say justify content and I'll say center. So you see that it's going to go to center now. So can you see everything in the center? But we don't just want everything to be in the center. We want spacing. So we'll say what? We'll say we want a gap. Or we can say instead of center, we can even say we have different values. We have center, we can say space around. Can you see everything as space around? You can say space around is that it's going to give different spaces around, like what it means. It's going to give
I'm gonna
from the beginning, like
I've done it by myself.
next element is going to be a space. But like when we say space between, it's not going to be a space in the beginning. It's really going to be in between them. That is going to be a space. Can you see? This space is really in between them. So once I change it to space around now, you see that this. You see that.
What is the use of justify content?
What do you say?
What is the use of justify content?
The justify content is like space, like you want to know how you place the child element. You know, this anchor tag. So basically now, this is our div. This dot rise is our div. This is the div. This is the div. This is the div. Can you see this? This is the div. And this is the, what is it? This is the div. And this is the children element. So the div is the parent element. This is the children elements in the div. These are all the anchor tags that is in div. And this is 1, 2, 3. This is 1. This is the open tag 1. This open tag, closing tag 2. Open tag, closing tag 3. So this is parent elements in the div. Can you see that? So this one that we give a color of this brownish like is the div. This is the parent element. So anytime you want to style, we declare display flex on the parent element. You cannot come to the children element and come and display flex. So it's always display on the what's on the parent element. So justify content, what it does for us is that okay, let's what justify content does is that it wants to you to set how you want the children element to be. So do you want them to be spaced around? Do you want them to be in the center? Do you want them to be spaced in between? Do you get? So we have option of space around, space between, center. You can even use flex end. If I say Ctrl Z, so if I give it a value of flex end, I'll say you can say flex end, flex end. So everything is going to go to the right. Do you get? So the default is what flex start. That's the default. That's the flex start. So I can say center. Everything is going to go to center. So even if it's center, you can also even give it a gap. Gap is like you want spaces between them and give it 10 pixels. So everything is center, but the gap between them 1, 2, 3. That's these gaps are 10 pixels. You can also enlarge them. Maybe you want it to be 20 pixels. You can just even come here and say space between. So everything is going to be spaced in between. But if you say space around, at the front of this home page, there's going to be a space there. So that's it. So can you see that? So now we have another value that we call align content, align items. So align items, all these ones are flex start. So align items now, the spacing is opposite. For justify content, it is horizontally, but align content it is vertically. So if I say align content center, you see everything is already in the center now. So if I say flex end, you see everything is already in the end. That's vertical wise. If I say flex start, everything is up vertically. But let's use center. So let's say center. So can you see all our thing is aligned in the center now? Once we click on our home page, see we go to home page. When we go back to our about page, once you click on our blog page, take us to our blog page. So you can go back and you click on our contacts page, takes us to our contacts. So now what we want to do is we want to style this contact. And we'll be doing that in the coming week. I think time has already gone. So if you have any question, just quickly signify. I think MS why is the role changing? Coach, please, is this going to be a class? Because I heard that this is the last week. I'm not sure. Do you guys still have classes?
I had this was the last class for the assessment.
So I want to dive deep into. You see, we covered a lot of things today, so that was one of the reasons why. But I don't know. Are you guys going to be available maybe on Friday? We should continue with the class. What do you feel? Just for us to cover what you've not been able to cover. So basically, if there's no any questions again, we can just call it a day, and then we're going to pass any information you need to you. So no question, Abby. So yeah, we can call it a day. Coach, I think it's left to you now. I hope you guys understood our class.
Okay. Can you confirm if you can hear me?
Sure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the last class, and there will be a test, and it will comprise of everything that you have covered from week 1 to week 4, including to this class. So any other information will be passed to you guys group, will be passed to your group. So there's nothing to be worried about. The duration and the number of questions for the test will be passed. Okay, it is going to be in a Google form. The test is going to be in a Google form, so you should get yourself prepared towards the test. Okay, your tutor, if you guys need to do a revision, I can arrange another class for your revision before the test. Okay, but this is the last class. This is the last class. Any other class after this is not a compulsory one. I will not comprise of what you would be doing in your test/examination. So that's it all for now. Any other information will be passed to your group.
Please, the tutor, the notes for the classes, I don't think they've been giving, they have been dropping it on the group.
Okay. I think you can just message the admin of your group. They have the slide with them. But I think basically we do not want to depend on the slide. The fact that the slide might not cover all we want to learn, or it might actually be too forward. So I think what you guys should just do is you should just focus on the recordings that we've done before. You can go and watch all those recordings. And
all right.
Yeah, so but I actually didn't know at first that it's just a 4 month thing. As I knew, I could have like fast tracked this and we could have done quite a lot of, well, we should have done some JavaScript and the likes, but I didn't actually know that it was just for 4 months. So, but basically, 4 months is okay to learn HTML, to learn CSS, even though we've not even learned some core things, but like the basic things. I think 4 months is, I say 4 months, 4 weeks. At least 4 weeks is okay for where we've got in now. So yeah.
Are we learning React after the JavaScript?
We've not even started JavaScript. Let's just start JavaScript, then we now dive into React. We've not even learned half of CSS. Because that 4 weeks looks a little bit, it looks very short for me, not even a little. So let's, I wish there is like the class is going to be kind of longer than that. But I was told that it's just a 4 weeks thing. So if there are other classes, I don't know, maybe in the future.
Okay, so the thing is for the classes, this is just the beginner's class. To be able to further more, to be able to learn more, okay, you are going to have to register for the advanced class. That is where the main learning begins. You have your basic fundamentals in the beginner's class, and in the advanced class, that's where you are going to be learning more of your front-end development. Okay, so the extension is the advanced class. You can decide to end it at the beginner's class as students. It is your choice. Or you can also decide to register for the advanced class.